A 2019 F-150 owner did everything right. Full synthetic oil, dealer changes, no abuse, no towing. At 71,000 miles, the engine started rattling on cold starts. The dealer quoted $3,200. The cause was not mileage, it was not bad luck. It was the oil sitting on the shelf at every Walmart and AutoZone in America, the kind with the wrong additive package for a turbocharged direct injection engine. Ford's own engineers documented this exact failure mode using the EcoBoost as the test engine. Most owners buying oil right now have no idea it exists. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which 8 oils are destroying Ford EcoBoost engines right now, the $3,200 to $5,000 repair each one leads to, and one specific combustion failure mode Ford never put in the owner's manual. Stay until number 1. It is the one Ford's own oil monitor quietly pushes you into. Oil number 8. Pennzoil Conventional 5W30. Pennzoil is one of the most trusted names in American garages. Walk into any quick lube shop and there is a real chance Pennzoil Conventional 5W30 is what they reach for first. For a Ford EcoBoost engine, that is a problem. The EcoBoost's turbocharger spins at up to 150,000 revolutions per minute and generates heat that can exceed 400 degrees Fahrenheit at the bearing journal. Conventional oil, regardless of brand, oxidizes and breaks down under that thermal load, forming thick varnish deposits inside the turbo oil feed passages. Once those passages coke up, the turbo bearing loses its pressurized oil film. Metal contacts metal. At 150,000 revolutions per minute, that contact destroys a bearing in seconds. Ford's own specification for every EcoBoost engine, WSS-M2 C946-B1 and WSS-M2 C961-A1 explicitly requires full synthetic or synthetic blend oil. Pennzoil Conventional does not meet either spec under any conditions. The spec is not a preference. It exists because conventional oil's thermal stability cannot survive sustained turbocharger operation. A 2015 Ford Expedition 3.5-liter EcoBoost, documented by Ford technician Brian Maculocco, failed at 224,000 miles, specifically because degraded, heat-broken oil allowed blow-by soot to reach and block the turbo oil intake screens. Turbocharger replacement on a 3.5-liter EcoBoost F-15, $1,800 to $2,800 parts and labor, a correct full synthetic oil change every 5,000 miles. $45 to $65. Every conventional oil change is a partial payment toward the turbo bill. The next oil looks better on the label. It is still not what the EcoBoost needs. Oil number 7. Castrol GTX Conventional and GTX High Mileage Synthetic Blend. Castrol GTX is one of the best-known oil brands in the US and UK, bought by millions without a second thought. For a Ford EcoBoost, especially the 3.5-liter twin-turbo in an F-150 Expedition or Explorer, both the conventional and high-mileage blend versions fall short of Ford's WSS-M2 C946-B1 and WSS-M2 C96-1-A1 specifications. The conventional formula carries the same thermal breakdown risk as any conventional oil. The blend version fails differently. Its base oil shears under sustained turbocharger heat, temporarily thinning below its rated viscosity during hard acceleration, precisely when the turbo bearing journal needs maximum oil film thickness. The EcoBoost's variable cam timing system relies on oil pressure through passages measuring under 1 millimeter. Castrol GTX blend formulas build up varnish deposits in those passages over time, starving the cam phasers of the hydraulic pressure they need. The first symptom is a cold start rattle most owners mistake for normal. It is the timing chain slapping because the phasers have not pressurized. Ford TSB 23-2143 was issued specifically for this rattle on 2017 to 2020 F-15 Expedition and Lincoln Navigator models with the 3.5-liter EcoBoost cam phaser replacement, $3,000 to $5,000. Consumer Reports puts the Gen 1 3.5-liter EcoBoost annual repair cost at $1,567, highest of any F1 5.0 engine variant. Correct oil over 100,000 miles costs roughly $900 total. The phaser job costs more than 5 years of doing it right. Drop your vehicle year and engine in the comments. I'll tell you if your cam phasers are already at risk. Oil number 6, Shell Rotella T65W40. Shell Rotella T65W40 has a cult following on every truck forum in the US. It is synthetic, inexpensive, and diesel engine owners genuinely trust it. For a Ford EcoBoost, it causes 3 separate documented problems simultaneously: wrong viscosity, wrong API rating, and a dangerous additive package. The EcoBoost calls for 5W30. Rotella T6 is a 5W40, flowing slower through EcoBoost's sub-millimeter cam phaser solenoid passages at startup and starving the VCT system of hydraulic pressure on every cold start. The rating problem. Rotella T6 carries an API CK4 diesel rating. It has never carried API SP or API SN Plus for gasoline engines. It was rated API SL when it first became popular, a standard that predates the EcoBoost entirely. The additive problem is the most dangerous. Rotella T6 contains approximately 1,100 parts per million phosphorus, well above the 800 parts per million threshold for gasoline engines with catalytic converters. It also carries elevated calcium levels that directly trigger low-speed pre-ignition, LSPI, in GDI turbocharged engines. LSPI shatters pistons and snaps connecting rods without a single warning code. Shell's own technical team confirmed in writing that Rotella oils cannot be recommended for use in vehicles with catalytic converters. F150EcoBoost.net confirmed. Rotella T6 doesn't have an API SN, SN Plus, or SP label, probably loaded with elements that cause LSPI since it's designed for diesel use. Catalytic converter replacement on an F150, $800 to $1,600. LSPI damage, $3,500 to $6,000. Rotella costs the same per quart as a correct SP-rated synthetic. The next entry triggered a real teardown, a $6,500 engine that failed despite regular oil changes. Oil number 5, full synthetic run, past 7,500 miles, a 2022 Ford F-150 with the 2.7-liter EcoBoost failed catastrophically at 110,000 miles. The owner had changed the oil every 6,500 to 7,500 miles, ahead of Ford's recommended interval. Dealer records confirmed it. The engine was torn down on camera and reported by Autoblog in April 2026. 3 separate failure patterns appeared in the teardown: turbocharger bearing wear, cam phaser circuit damage, and fuel contamination in the oil sump. The owner had been using full synthetic throughout. The problem? The EcoBoost's fuel dilution issue, where gasoline mixes into the oil sump during cold weather short trips, had been silently thinning the oil below its rated viscosity between every change. By 7,500 miles, that contaminated oil was no longer providing the film strength its label promised. The turbo bearings and cam phaser circuits had been running on degraded oil for thousands of miles every interval. Ford technician Brian Macoloco documented a 2015 Expedition 3.5-liter EcoBoost, where blow-by-soot reached the turbocharger oil intake screens because the owner relied on the Intelligent Oil Life Monitor, IOLM, instead of changing at 5,000 miles. The IOLM is calibrated for a marketing metric called normal driving, a standard that excludes cold climates, short trips, towing, and stop-and-go traffic. Total engine replacement cost on that 2022 F-150, over $6,500. Prevention, $45 per change at 5,000-mile intervals, roughly $90 extra per year over a 7,500-mile schedule. Oil number 4, any oil in 10W30 or 10W40. Viscosity, the Ford EcoBoost runs on tight internal tolerances that took Ford engineers years to finalize. Every F-150, Bronco Explorer, and Mustang EcoBoost rolled off the line spec'd for 5W30 full synthetic. Not 10W30, not 10W40. Those heavier weights are what quick lube techs often default to for trucks, and they cause a specific documented problem in this engine. At cold temperatures, 10W30 and 10W40 oils cannot flow through EcoBoost's sub-millimeter cam phaser solenoid valve passages fast enough to build hydraulic pressure before the engine begins operating. The VCT system depends entirely on that pressure to advance and retard cam timing. Without it, the timing chain slaps the guide rails on every cold start, a rattle that sounds harmless but signals real damage accumulating with every startup. Ford TSB2 3-2 143 directly addresses this cold start rattle on 2017 to 23.5-liter EcoBoost vehicles and identifies inadequate oil flow as the root cause. Technical documentation on 2025 Ford truck oil specifications confirms that variable valve timing components begin showing measurable failure within 5,000 to 10,000 kilometers of incorrect viscosity use. A 2012 F150 owner paid $4,000 for timing chain and VCT component replacement at 142,000 miles. The correct 5W30 synthetic costs the same on any shelf as a 10W30. The difference is not price. It is whether the cam phasers pressurize in the first 3 seconds of every startup. The next oil is sold specifically to older EcoBoost owners as a solution. It creates a different problem. Oil number 3, Pennzoil High Mileage. Conventional. Pennzoil High Mileage is one of the most widely purchased oils for trucks with over 75,000 miles. The bottle promises seal conditioning, reduced leaks, and wear protection for older engines. For an F-150, Explorer, or Edge with a high-mileage EcoBoost, it is still a conventional oil. And a conventional oil in a turbocharged engine carries every thermal breakdown risk already covered, plus one additional problem specific to high-mileage formulas. The seal conditioner additives in high-mileage conventional oils are designed to swell and recondition rubber seals, useful in older naturally aspirated engines, but problematic in EcoBoost's precision hydraulic VCT system. The conditioner chemistry deposits residue in EcoBoost's small-diameter solenoid valve passages, progressively restricting oil flow to the cam phasers. The owner notices nothing until the cold start rattle begins. By then, the cam phaser hardware has been degrading for tens of thousands of miles. Combined with the thermal breakdown of the conventional base oil under turbocharger heat, this creates a compounding failure path. Form records from F150EcoBoost.net document cam phaser failures as early as 25,000 miles in 2018, 3.5-liter EcoBoost. F150 trucks, where marginal oil formulations combined with fuel dilution to accelerate wear. Cam phaser replacement, $3,000 to $5,000. Turbocharger replacement, $1,800 to $2,800. The high mileage conventional costs the same per quart as a proper full synthetic. You are paying extra for seal conditioners the EcoBoost does not need. The next one is the forum favorite for diesel truck owners. In a gas EcoBoost, it belongs nowhere near the fill cap. Oil number 2, Valvoline Max Life Synthetic Blend. Valvoline Max Life Synthetic Blend is one of the best marketed oils in the high mileage category. Strong branding, mid-range price, sold in every major auto parts store in the US and UK. For a Ford EcoBoost, the synthetic blend version, not the full synthetic Max Life, creates a specific thermal stability problem the full synthetic version does not. The conventional base stock in a synthetic blend breaks down faster under sustained turbocharger heat. As the conventional portion degrades, viscosity shear temporarily thins the oil during high-load acceleration, exactly when the turbo-bearing journal needs maximum oil film thickness. An oil entering the engine as a 5W30 blend may behave closer to a 5W25 under boost. At 150,000 revolutions per minute, that viscosity loss is the difference between a functioning turbo bearing and a seized one. Ford's WSS specifications exist specifically because blend-based stocks cannot hold stable film strength under the thermal cycle of a turbocharged engine. A 2018 F15 03.5 liter EcoBoost owner on F15, EcoBoost.net, needed front-end VCT and cam phaser work at just 25,000 miles, attributed to an oil running thin on its grade combined with fuel dilution in cold weather. The full synthetic max life version does meet Ford's spec. The blend version does not provide the thermal stability the EcoBoost demands. Turbocharger, $1,800 to $2,800. Cam phasers, $3,000 to $5,000. The blend costs as much per quart as the full synthetic. The only thing saved is nothing. The last one is different from everything above because Ford builds it directly into your dashboard. Oil number 1, your current oil, if it has an SN or older API rating. This is the one most owners miss completely. Walk into any auto parts store and look at the oils on the lower shelves. Many bottles still carry an API SN, API SM, or older rating, same viscosity, similar price, same full synthetic label as the correct oil. In a Ford EcoBoost, those older formulations contain high concentrations of calcium-based detergents, the exact chemistry documented to trigger low-speed pre-ignition LSPI. LSPI happens without warning inside a GDI turbocharged engine. Under low-speed high-load conditions, in pulling away from a stop in a 2.7-liter F15, merging in a 2.3-liter Mustang EcoBoost, oil droplets mix with fuel in the cylinder. If those droplets carry high calcium chemistry from an older API SN oil, they ignite ahead of the spark plug. The pressure spike does not trigger a warning code. It does not feel like knock. It shatters piston ringlets, cracks connecting rods, and destroys the combustion chamber in a single firing cycle. Hagerty Media documented a real case, a 2.3-liter EcoBoost with a cracked piston ringland, 93-octane fuel, and 0 knock codes in the ECU logs before failure. The API SP specification, introduced in May 2020, mandates LSPI protection testing. Ford used their own EcoBoost as the test engine to quantify LSPI events, documented in multiple U.S. Patent Office records tied directly to EcoBoost testing. Oils rated only SN or older predate that requirement entirely. LSPI engine damage, $3,500 to $6,000. The price difference between an SP-rated oil and an SN-rated oil on the same shelf, roughly $4 per quart. The number that matters in this entire video is $3,200. That is the documented real-world cost of a cam phaser job on a Ford EcoBoost F15 at 71,000 miles, paid out of pocket by an owner who thought he was doing everything right. Tonight, pull your current oil bottle off the shelf and check 2 things. The API rating. If it says SN or older, it does not have LSPI protection. And the viscosity. If it says 10W30 or 10W40, it is too thick for EcoBoost's cam phaser passages. If you know an EcoBoost owner running conventional oil or anything from this list, forward them this video before the cold start rattle starts.